During meditation tonight, it suddenly occurred to me and came into my awareness that the marriage ceremony I performed on Mount Shasta was actually real. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I was on Mount Shasta, and the group home counselors were all gone, and we were washing each other's hair. And in the middle of this very all girls tribal kind of experience of washing each other's hair, in my mind, I was giving my life in a marriage in my mind to the earth, to everything here. And I remember I felt really, really judged and really hurt the way people treated me, because I was acting out from being sexually abused as a child. As a teenager, I was acting out. And I was so judged for it by the people in my family and my church. And so when I was on Mount Shasta, I wanted to marry everything and everyone so that I wouldn't be judged anymore. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but it just made sense to me up there. Just marry everything, and that way I know that I'm coming to everything with love, like with the intention of love and nothing else, really. Anyways, I was 16. I was 15 or 16, yeah, thereabouts. And this is coming up in my meditation, just a total recall of that experience and just the amount of pain I was in up on that mountain. And that's why when I was offered to go with those people, I wanted to go. Like, it's been really, really hard here. And very difficult to surrender to the experience and stop judging myself. But these creatures and these spiritually transformative experiences, or whatever you want to call all of this, is it's a trip. Yeah. Bigfoot's a trip. And I understand that they have been with me before I even came here in this body as Tina. Like, I'm part of they're my clan. So that's why I don't feel any kinship to anyone here. It's so weird. Like, I'm all alone. I have no friends really at all. And family-wise, I have my adult children and some grandchildren, and that's and my niece, and I got a couple of, family members here and there that will keep in touch or say hi, but whatever. Anyways, that's why it was so strange when the first day that I saw Sonny, my dad was there first, and he was talking to me, because my dad didn't know, he never talked to me before that day, and I'm sensitive to spirits on the other side. And he would sit at the end of my bed, and we would watch near-death experience stories, because that was like our thing when he was alive. We would swap books and trade stories. And when he was in a car accident and broke his neck, and he was in the hospital fully conscious for 2 weeks, knowing that he's dying, and he was like that for 2 weeks before he passed. And I know that those helped him. But yeah, he'd sit on the end of my bed and watch those with me on YouTube. But my dad never said a word to me since he passed in 2009, and it's 2022. He never said anything to me until that day in the woods. And he said, "You're going to be surprised who else is here in these woods with you." And a supernatural shit show just started, like, right there. Yeah, I believe there was a portal up there on Mount Shasta, and I absolutely believe I could have walked into it with those people. And I've been through more than one portal in my life, and I actually wasn't sure what that even meant. The first time I experienced it, I share this experience in my autobiography, but I had sustained chemical burns to my lungs. And it was while I was visiting family, and I couldn't get any medical attention, and I didn't know what had happened to me, except I was in extreme pain, and I couldn't breathe, and I could not take care of myself. And when I was outside, just went and sat outside on the porch, these birds, many varieties of birds, came to the yard, and they began talking with me telepathically, like immediately. This started happening right after the first time I sat out there. And they were telling me, like, "You are dying. You have to stay outside. Or if you go back in that house, you're going to die." And so, like, none of my family would listen to me. And they did not understand how sick I was. But I had been exposed to what happens when bleach and ammonia mix. Okay, it's kind of like the doctor either said it was like sarin gas poisoning, or it's a gas that's like sarin gas, one way or another. These birds convinced me to stay outside, and the threat was still in there in the house, because nobody found out about it until 3 weeks later, when I was finally able to get to a doctor who saved my life, along with these birds. And these birds would, like, put on shows every day and entertain me. And they were fucking hilarious. And then I noticed some neighborhood cats coming in, and then after a while I realized these cats aren't actually trying to kill these birds. They're part of the show. So these cats would come and act like they were going to kill these birds, and there was this drama. Like, these skits were intense, and I'm sitting there watching it day after day after day. I was out there for 3 weeks, and at night I went in, slept on the deck in the backyard, and during the day I stayed on the porch in the front yard. And the night before my nephew was going to take me back home, we went camping, and that day in the woods, his friend was trying to kill a red elk who I saved, and she invited me through a portal that was in a tree, and it was actually 2 trees grown together that at the trunk, at the base, and they go up and separate, and it's in the shape of an eye. And she invited me into that, into her reality. She said, "Climb through," and I did. And then after that, I've been here in this reality ever since, and I'm seeing Bigfoot. Pretty awesome.